Cypress Medicine Hat MLA Drew Barnes joins us now. Now, Drew, were you surprised at all that you were voted out of your caucus, given your history of being critical of Premier Kenney and the party?
I was surprised. I was told by the Premier, and he said publicly, that I could speak up on behalf of my constituents that have very legitimate concerns about lack of civil liberties, our debt, our bad deal with Ottawa, and that's exactly what I was doing. And all of a sudden, that turned out to be a problem. And but I am grateful, Hal. Now I'm an independent with less constraints, and my ultimate goal will be the same: to listen to my constituents, to speak for grassroots Albertans that believe in families and communities, and continue to be their voice in the legislature.
Now, do you agree with MLA Todd Loewen that Premier Kenney should resign?
Well, let me say it this way. Todd Loewen is a solid, respectful, family and freedom conservative. When a person like Todd Loewen gets to the point where they feel that publicly they need to call on the Premier to resign, that shows how many thousands of Albertans are thinking the same. It shows the lack of ability of the Premier to change or pivot or listen. And it's sad that that the UCP government and the Premier has got to that point. Hal, maybe the easiest way to sum it up is right now the Premier's popularity is polling in Alberta at the same level of Justin Trudeau. It's time to pivot. It's time to change.
Now, Drew, you say you'll continue to represent your constituents in Cypress Medicine Hat as an independent. Will you run again in the next provincial election, or will maybe step away from public life altogether?
I'm grateful, first of all, that I'm in my 10th year, my third term. I'm honored. I also believe I have a lot still to offer. So I spent some time last night talking to my wife and my family. So I'm going to have good, long conversations with my family, my constituents, and Albertans that share the same values that I do. Values of truth, values of families, freedom, prosperity, and then I will make that decision forward. But in all honesty, Hal, at this point, I'm not ready to leave public life, but I believe I have a lot to offer when it comes to serving. So let's see what the future brings.
Thanks so much for your time today, Drew. That was now independent MLA for Cypress Medicine Hat, Drew Barnes.